Alright guys, so this brings us to game number 2. This time we got Eery hosting, player number 1, on his Necromus, and his opponent drawing first blood in the best of 3 series today, so he's up 1-0 over Eery. So this is match point. We got Numudan, player number 2, also playing Necromus, and we're on Meteor. It's a bit of a smaller map. Eery being brave and going straight up to try and fight all these Triceratops at once, while Numudan just taking a fairly safe option with his creeping. Burial grounds on the way for Eery. Numudan already has his out. Numudan, yeah, did go for the faster storage pit. The fast storage pit. So it seems to be the way to go, just to squeeze out that little bit more in terms of resources. So neither player noticing what's going on here. Only stone's throw away from one another. Here he is going to start capturing this shrine soon. But Numudan is going to venture on over as well, because this would be the one he'd want to look at taking right now too. So it does look like Numudan, with the slightly faster adepts, he's going to be able to force Eery back here, leaving just a single zombie behind just as a scout, just to see what Numudan sends here. In the meanwhile, he's going to wrap around and try and take a second. Eery gonna probably go for a safe creeping option at the moment. Eery actually housed, so that's a bit of a tough spot for him to be in. I think it might just be the pressure of the tournament. He slipping up there. Numudan is going to be more or less free to clear this, I think. He's already up to 26 pops, so things are looking really well for him at the moment. He's basically villager, worker and a half ahead at the moment, so that's going to be a bit rough for Eery. He's going to actually be able to take back a shrine, but Numudan is not only going to pick one up as well, but he's going to get the majority of the meat, though he has left behind a little chunk. He's going to pick it up, he's realised. He's not going to leave that behind for Eery, so not leaving anything on the table today. Numudan is just all over it. He's sending a single zombie in just to make sure that Eery has everything there still, just because it means that he's going to be free for a fairly aggressive settlement in the mid-map. So this is going to be the ideal spot for him to be in, because it means that he can sort of throw up his third over here or over here and take even more of the map up. Have a lot of space, have room to have a safe caravan line between two settlements, because that's really an ideal spot to be with your macro. And Eery in the meanwhile trying to take this shrine down here, and he's going to get it. Numudan's taking control of both mid shrines at the moment, has his own shrine to resort back to as well. Doesn't take too long to clear through all these little fellas. Eery housed again, so this is really going to slow him down. Getting housed in any RTS just puts you on the back foot. Supply blocked, housed, whatever you want to call it. It's irritating, it's annoying, but it's a mechanic you got to be all over at this level of play. Because right now Numudan is up by 3 workers. Does have that second settlement. Eery has actually opted for 3 burial grounds, so a very aggressive response here. Numudan gone up to 3 as well, but Eery hasn't yet got that other settlement, so the worker count's tipping in favour of Numudan here. Both players, yeah, on their 3 burial grounds. Eery's would have been a tad faster, but at the same time, he's put himself behind in terms of worker count while he's doing so. Numudan is supply blocked at the moment though, and this is really nice fight going on here. Both players fighting right on top of the AoE spread. It seems as though Eery is going to have to retreat, because there is the settlement just providing that little bit more fire, and it's been focusing down his char this whole time, so it's already down to 100 health, whereas Numudan's is on 500, so he's got plenty in the bank there to continue taking fights. So Eery is going to have to back off, and Numudan, it's a fairly safe spot at the moment, but Eery Another burial grounds on the way. Has captured 3 out of the 4 shrines. Gonna try and pick up the 4th, because if he can maintain a bit of a lead with the going power, he's actually gonna have a big advantage with being able to take fights. Although he has to make it work soon, because Numudan is going to be able to out macro him. He's got that faster second settlement by quite a long way. Eery hasn't actually opted to expand at all this game. Numudan is just now shooting up above 60 pops, so Eery has had that army size advantage. If he can maintain control of the shrines, he might be able to make something work soon. Because he is going to have the going power to throw down the area snare and damage spell. It is going to go down, but it's not going to get him a huge amount of value, but he does have a huge amount of adepts here, and Numudan doesn't. Eery's char is still really low, but he's not dead yet, and Numudan doesn't have much of a front line for him to sit behind anymore. Eery's going to try and take a big fight here. And he is ahead of Numudan in terms of his population now, but that worker count difference is going to mean Numudan isn't going to have a huge amount of trouble maxing out behind this again. He's building up a bit of a food bank, but in saying that, Eery is really mounting the pressure at the moment. It's actually going to force a lot of these workers to have to try and take a fight against one of these adepts. It's a really smart play from him, but Numudan's not overextending with anything at the moment. He's just going to try and take the ideal fight where he can, but Eery has that going power advantage up his sleeve, and he's going to use it brilliantly there, forcing Numudan back. And he's going to be probably able to take another burial grounds here. Just needs to be careful to not lose the char to the settlement, but he's playing this really smart. He's brought in a second wave of the adepts to really clear out all these food gatherers. He's now started to really race up in terms of his own food. I'll have to check and see if he's got a settlement behind this. Some really nice fighting going on here between these two players. Right in between those two settlements, so this is a bit of a hard engage for Eery. Numudan's going to force him to fight under basically both of these, because he's got to stream units past the other one. And so Numudan is going to clean up the majority of Eery's forces now. But Eery, has he got a... can't see another settlement for him yet. He's going to have to bring everything back, I think. So Numudan is going to win control of a shrine, maybe another. In fact, he's sending a single worker, I think. He's going to throw down another storage pit. Bunch of workers at Eery's. On a bit of a mission here. Both players level in terms of population, but Eery only 2 workers down now, so getting those worker kills, all that harass out, has really paid off, I think. But he needs to get a settlement out. He's going to throw it down now, but it is quite a delayed settlement. We're 8 minutes in the game, 9 minutes in the game nearly, and Eery's throwing down his first settlement, so he's really had to delay that because of in order to mount this aggression. It has paid off somewhat, but he needs to be able to maintain the map control, because he's going to run out of a lot of food over here soon. So at the same time, Numudan is going to need to spread out across the map as well. And Numudan using his power, forcing Eery into the corner, but Eery's going to respond. I don't think Eery's got the units to make it through this though. GG is called, and Numudan has taken the series 2-0, guys. Yeah, so different game to the last one for sure there. Eery going for a very aggressive strategy, really delaying his eco, while Numudan playing quite a standard game in both games today. And GG, well played, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of the games today.